Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined again this week by young Mikey, G-Wolfie3. He returns from the Englands, and I've got a question, Mikey. Did you catch the bouquet?
I kind of did, but it was less
What do you
catch
mean?
and more hurled at my head.
So what, they decided that it's time for you to get married?
I think they just like the idea of throwing something at me
Okay.
more than anything else.
No, I can relate to that.
Like, Sarah was very much on the side of, hey, duck.
Well, be happy it was a bouquet and not, a brick.
Yeah, to be fair, it could have been one of the brides.
Okay, well, just picked up a bride and just thrown her at you.
Yeah, just like, this is how we will begin our nuptials. Crush the Irish!
Oh, man.
But no, it was a good weekend, to be honest. Like, seeing that's half my people caught up with. Now I just need either to move back or to get one of you idiots married so I can catch up with the other half. So,
Well,
if a certain someone would hurry up with his damn wedding up north, we could sort these things out.
it's true.
Him and his damn 15 billion nanos.
he's slowly acquiring more and more as we're going, so yeah.
Clear favoritism as well, just like which is the new one? Oh, that one, that's the one we're going to talk about. You'll never see any of the other ones again. They don't exist.
It's the way it goes.
Not mentioning any names.
Ooh.
Who could it be?
Who could it be? Mikey, there was news going on this week and last week, but we're going to talk about the news this week. As we had lots of Bumblebee stuff. We've got some. We're going to kick Bumblefuck. We're going to kick off the show with some Transformers Bumblebee movie licensed lifestyle products by Vandor. Lifestyle products.
What's a lifestyle product, Andy?
Lifestyle products include such rubbish as mugs, glasses, a bag which I would best describe as a bag for life. I'm sure that means something to the people in the UK, and for people in America, maybe not. A bag for life is a materialed bag that you would get at a supermarket that they replace again and again. It's not plastic. It's what kind of material would you call it?
Don't know, but the basic idea is like, oh, you'll buy this and you'll use it again and again and again, and you won't contribute to pollution and rubbish and everything else. What really happens is people buy them, forget about them, and buy another one the next time they're there.
Oh, Andy, don't do that. I've got a huge stack of bags which I take back and forth, which is good. There's also mugs. There's two mugs. There's one of them metal mugs.
Yeah,
are they
the non-heat transferable ones?
Is that the ones? I've heard people don't. I've heard some people say they don't like them because it leaves a metallic-y taste in whatever they put in there, which makes sense since it's all metal.
It depends on the mug, really. Like a good quality one doesn't do that.
I spend £5 and it's all rusty on the inside now.
Funny that.
Funny indeed. Not so funny. I had to go to the hospital. This isn't a real
metal
story.
shavings in my lungs.
Hooray! So there's lots of different stuff. There's a lunchbox as well, or a box that's metal.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a lunchbox of some description. It's one of them, I would think of them more as like 50s lunchboxes. It's the kind of lunchbox that you got in like Fallout and you put bottle caps in it and then it would be a mine.
Yeah, it's kind of something, there's something sinister about it.
Yeah, I don't think as a child I would want a metal one, but then I lived in the era of the 90s plastic lunchbox where everything was lunchbox. I had a Star Trek, The Next Generation lunchbox. I loved it.
I had Jurassic Park.
Oh, yes.
And I had Turtles, and I had Batman.
No Transformers for me, though. I'm guessing it passed us by.
I wasn't into Transformers back then. That's it, guys. I am the outlier. I got into Transformers as an adult.
You're a freak. So yeah, it's
actually no. I was that one guy who like trying to sound cool on a message board very very early 2000s went. Beast Wars aren't really Transformers.
Oh no.
I didn't know what I was saying. I was just like, people will like me now.
You should have said Beast Machines is trash. At that time, people would have loved you.
Now I'd say travel back in time and just go, if it was me now, and just like, Beast Machines, it might be the best one, and then just run. Like, laughing into the distance.
It is. Well, Prime's really good.
It's a very solid show, Beast Machines, if you don't look at it as a sequel.
Yeah.
If you look at it as a sequel, it is terrible.
I think it's better to not look at it as a sequel, but to squint at it as a sequel. If you squint at it, then all of the mistakes and kind of things that don't quite match, you go, yeah.
When you realize that the instructions when they started writing the show was, we don't want anything actually referencing the show this is a sequel to.
Yeah.
And you know, Mainframe was being run by Dan Didio at the time, or Didio, who went on to be the famous contributor to the thing called the New 52, and, quote, there's too much continuity in comics. Yeah. He's not popular. Also, he may have been part of several sexual harassment scandals.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
If not a participant, but a cover-up.
Yeah.
The best kind of leader.
It's not even like the, on a happier side of that story, it's not even like the toys could really save it either, because the toys were pretty trash.
Oh, they were atrocious.
Yeah, there were some fun ones, but I'd never say there were any that were, at least in my opinion, that were good. You know?
There's one we're going to be looking at later that I still think has many values that are positive.
But that wasn't Beast Machines. That was when it was RID.
It was meant. It like everything else in RID. It's a holdover. It was designed for Beast Machines. It was just never released.
Weird. Either way, back onto paraphernalia and gubbins and woo woo. This has Bumblebee's face splattered on it. His movie design, obviously, and the letter B and 127. I don't know what that means.
I know that has some significance in the movie comics. I know, like, in, like, the original, like, 2007 comics, that has some significance.
Oh, okay.
I'm nearly certain.
Nearly. There's also wording on as Bumblebee's garage, or garage. Right. I would say...
Car hole.
Car hole. I would say probably that's misrepresentation, because when I hear the term Bumblebee's garage, I would imagine Bumblebee running a garage. But I don't think that would be the case.
I want to watch that. Yep. I want that to be Cyberverse. I want that to be like Bumblebee's lost his memory and is just running a garage.
That'd be great. I'd be into that.
Windblade's coming in. Bumblebee, we need to stop the Decepticons. Well, I can inflate your tires.
It could be like that one random robot from season 3 who First Aid hangs out with when he loses his confidence. If you remember that guy.
Yeah.
Who didn't look like anything. That's weird. Also NBE2. So NBE1, if you forgot, was Megatron. So this is the second Transformer to come to Earth. I don't think that's a large jump to assume, especially since... this does get rid of all of the stuff from the last night then, doesn't it? Because, remember World War II?
Do you remember literally every movie after the first one?
Yeah.
Which was, oh my god, they've been here for... ever, really. They won't fucking leave.
Yeah. Mikey, what do you think of this stuff? Does any of it pop to you? Because to me, like the best looking thing is probably the lunchbox. Everything else looks like the most generic thing you could think of.
Yeah, I think the lunchbox probably does work the best. I don't like the cups and the mugs and things because they have this weird fade to greeny marine blue or something, and it just looks like you've left half the mug out in the sun too long. Yeah,
I don't know why that is. Is it suggesting it's one of those color change ones? And if not, why is it turning to blue since Bumblebee's yellow?
And if it is, why is it turning to blue? Because Bumblebee's yellow?
Because he's dying? I don't know.
But no, I'm not a fan of most of it. Like, the lunchbox is the best one, although it is kind of like, and I'm going to say this in the context of what we are talking about later on, taking that face and making it look about as horrific and terrifying as you could make it.
Yeah.
Because without the colors and the lights and everything else, just the line drawing, that just, like, I'd like my soul back, please.
I mean, that's always been the case with movie design, so hasn't it? It's because it's just lines on lines.
Again, yeah, but like when we get talking about it later on, they have found a way to make that work as a person.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of. And I'm just like, wow, way to remind me where this all went horribly wrong for so many years.
You mean where it all began?
Yep.
Well, Mr. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the 2 Maketoys or Maketoys stories, since they're up next?
Yeah, so first up, ladies and gentlemen, we have some Seeker news. Who could have seen?
Oh, no.
We have the prototype... Yep. We have prototype images of Booster, Endgame, and Jetstream, which are the Masterpiece scale G1 Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust from the Maketoys Meteor figure. Highly sought after, highly praised figure. That was originally the Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp mold. And sorry, I'm just trying to bring something up for later. So we get to see all three of them. The heavy remolding. They're pretty on the ball, really. New faces, new wings, new weapons. I mean, they're early prototypes, so you can see a lot more gaps and stuff than you would otherwise. But I think they're holding together pretty well. No release date, and I apart from a couple of digibashes, no idea what these are going to look like fully colored up. But Andy, I did hear a certain tone of oh god, more Seekers, oh god.
Well, it's not surprising. They did Starscream. It was successful. Did they do Skywarp and Thundercracker? They must have, right?
I believe so.
They must have. So this is the next obvious low kind of effort kind of thing that you do with the Starscream figure. You remold a few more parts, and then boom, you've got 6 new figures. It's hard to get excited, but it's not. I'm not horrified. I'm not annoyed by it. It's just one of those things where you go, yeah, this makes sense, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, we all knew this was coming.
Yeah. I mean, this has always happened with Starscream figures. Always. Always. And it always will.
Yeah. But I think these, I do say, I gotta defend the mold a lot. I've heard a couple of people go down on it a bit because they think it's too simple, and we're just like, what do you want? When are you happy? When are you ever happy? For God's sake.
I want a transformation that takes 3 to 4 hours to do, like Megatron, which you'll do once, and then you'll go, yeah, never again. Never again.
No. I would do it again, but I literally can't find the time.
Yeah.
So something to watch out for. On the far more holy fuck scale, the next figure in the Cross Dimension line has been revealed. MTCD06 Rioter, oh my god, Galcatron. Sounds like the northern version of him, like the Newcastle version.
Ooh, Galcatron. No, it sounds
Galcatron?
like the Yorkshire version, Mikey.
You all sound the same to me. So we get to see him in prototype in vehicle and robot mode. The vehicle is basically sort of like a robot desperately telling you to look at his arm. Look at my arm. I'm totally a thing. The robot mode is holy shit. What if IDW Galvatron had all the protein bars and all the protein shakes and would not stop doing the I was going to say arms, skip leg day. Did not skip leg day. In no way. Probably overdid it on leg day. This thing is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. The vehicle mode, the cannon mode's just a joke, but hey, it's a Galvatron cannon mode. What do you know? I just love this thing. This is I like it. And it's got the IDW head, and I really, really, really like this, Andy.
Yeah, good.
What do you think?
It looks very much like it's from the Cross Dimensions line.
Which is not your favorite.
It's not my favorite. Now that you mentioned it was IDW, it makes it a little bit more appealing. Not to the point where I'm ever going to want it, but it looks like a fairly solid Galvatron, if that's the aesthetic you're going to, or wanting. Is it me, or does it look like... it might just be me, to be honest, but does it look like in cannon mode, the actual cannon part is sagging a little bit?
Yes, I was thinking that, but I'm hoping that's just because prototype.
I would hope so as well. The cannon mode looks fine, though. Like you said, Galvatron cannon, I mean,
They're never good. You can all pretend they're good, but they're never good.
I mean, you could even argue the animation model wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
It's fine.
It's a desperate attempt at an alt mode.
Galvatron's always been a much better robot than he has been, a robot design than he has been a vehicle.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Do you think it's time we ditched the cannon mode?
Yes. For one thing, I'd like them to do a take on Andrew's tank design.
Yeah.
At some point. That would be cool. But I honestly think that some third party groups are a little gun shy because of how badly it happened when
hang on.
I know what I
Shy.
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mikey, no.
Remember, I think the only official release of Galvatron that wasn't canon was Classics, wasn't it?
It wasn't canon.
Shut up.
Oh dear. I think you might be right, and we remember what the Classics version was.
A disaster.
Would it have been a good toy if it was a Voyager though?
I think it would have held together better because it would have had like rivets and things.
Yeah,
and but I also think just the base design was kind of shit.
it wasn't the best.
Like everyone got like, oh wow, we were going to engineer this extra walker mode, and I'm just like, if we're assuming that was already in there and we just basically ignored it when you scaled it down to deluxe. Your walker mode was a tank with legs.
No, I mean, that's of course what it was going to be. You know, no doubt about that.
And that, you know what looks odd? A tank with teeny tiny feet.
See, if it's done like proper crab legs, I actually don't mind it. I think that's quite cool. I don't think an example of this would be Shockwave, the new one coming out for Cyberverse. I don't think it's a good example because it's not a very awe-inspiring kind of tank crab mode.
That's less a tank and more a robot desperately doing a crab walk.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't dislike those things because I think they have a really dumb kind of place in sci-fi strategy games.
Those aren't literally a tank with feet. As in like an Abrams with 4 legs.
Yes, but if we're talking about what could have been, we have no idea how much would have been changed with that figure if it had been given more of a budget and a Voyager. It probably would have had a bit more than just little stubby things coming out of the bottom of it for fakey legs. Theoretically.
I'd laugh if whoever designed it was just always pushing the tiny legs. Like, all the time. Just like, you don't understand, this needs tiny feet.
Must be stubby.
Yeah.
All the time.
Tiny feet. Because that way he's stealthy.
What? You heard. Get on it, Bob. Stealthy, tiny-footed tank mode. That's not how it works. Shut up, Terry.
I'm just letting you know our budget's been cut. We're going to have to scale it down to a deluxe. I think we should remove this for parts count and maybe improve stability.
I think we should leave in some of the gimmick. That's why you're getting a promotion, Gareth.
Is it like that comic where everyone's in the boardroom? Someone says,
"Yes,
I think we should change it," and then they throw him out the window.
We could just ditch the idea. Oh dear. Yeah, so it's not. I think this will look way more impressive when it's coloured, and I think the style of this Cross Dimensions Galvatron works better than either the Prime or the Megatron that we saw all those years ago at this point. And I think it looks a bit. Does it look better than the God Manus or whatever that one was called? I don't know.
What about the Jetfire? The weird,
God,
super robot Jetfire that's coming.
Yeah, that was not for me, shall we say?
That's not a Transformer in any way.
No, that's a third-party Macross figure.
Yeah, then that's probably just like as Macross did, basically just kind of trying to slide into Transformers and hoping no one's looking.
Anything else on this, Mikey?
No, no release date or anything else.
What colours do you want him in? Actually, there's the question. Marvel or comic? Not comic. I'm an idiot. Marvel or animation?
Pretty deep purple.
I mean, it's going to be the animation kind of Galvatron colour anyway. I'm just thinking that... Do you think it would look better in grey? In the comic colour? Because I think that could work.
It could work, but I've never liked the grey. Something I've always liked about Galvatron's color scheme is how the purple forms the core and everything else is kind of making it pop a lot more. The grey I always found just like, it's a bit dull and it's a bit of an odd color breakup. Yeah, I can see that. No, it always has been in my opinion anyway. Do you want to take us on to another bit of third-party prototyping? Sure, this isn't a big story, but the DX9 show a possible prototype for a deluxe Insecticon. For those not aware, the deluxe Insecticons were the Insecticons to come after the lovable 3 that we know of, Shrapnel, Bombshell, and... Not Bombshell, Shrapnel... Yeah, Bombshell. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of all the name changes he's had over the years, and I was like, it's not Bombshell. They changed it to something shitter. Hardshell. Yeah. Hard Shock. Oh my god. And Kickback. So who did we have? We had Venom. Barrage. Chop Chop, and Ransack. Yeah. It's fairly easy to remember them. They're not too bad. They're basically the same insects plus 1.
Yeah, +1. Some of them are like you say, some of them were the exact same insects. Transformed differently and were different robots. They weren't just recolors.
Oh yeah, they were. Well, they have a whole. They're from a completely different toy line than most Transformers. Yeah, yeah.
I mean that makes sense. Where do
they're
you know
not
where
Diaclone
they came from?
they're not Diaclone and Microman. I think they came in kind of the same way Roadbuster and Whirl did.
Oh, from a completely other universe kind of thing.
Yeah, because like Roadbuster and Whirl were from a completely different Japanese anime line.
I can't remember what it's called. I remember it has a weird name.
Yeah, I can't remember it. Like, they actually recently released a brand new, fully articulated figure from their toy line, which they repainted twice into different versions of Roadbuster.
Woo!
But Venom. I'm just gonna click on Venom here. Venom. The deluxe Insecticons were originally from Takatoku Toys. They were designed for Armored Insect Battalion Beatrice. Yeah. Venom was first released as Beat Zaguna.
That's a great name.
But the business went. The Takatoku Toys went out of business in 1984, and their assets were sold to Bandai. Then they came over with all the other Bandai stuff, like the Roadbuster and Whirl at the same time. But they were American market was one Bandai was not active in, so they were licensed to Hasbro. They weren't competing with Takara. And then nowadays Bandai has a worthwhile interest in every market, and since it can only license those molds, we're never going to get them reissued.
Yeah.
Because now Bandai has competition with direct competition with Hasbro. Before they were just competing with Takara.
That's a shame because I like those figures.
They're really fun.
Yeah.
I had Chop Shop, but I've never had any of the others.
I currently have Chop Shop and don't have any of the others. But this is a postable image that popped up on DX9's Facebook page with the little title of "What is this?" ? Not with so many,
What's your beef?
Yeah, what's yo beef? And it's a picture of a bug, and people are saying it's probably a deluxe Insecticon barrage. From the looks of things.
I'm going to be calling him Barrage.
Oh, I love me some Barrage. That's what an old person would say, isn't it? Barrage.
Oh my, yes.
There's not a huge amount of information about this, but we just literally have the one image. He looks like a bug. I can tell you that much. Mikey, does it look like a bug to you?
It does a bit, but I'm also now looking at Roadbuster stuff because it's out now. But the Whirl and Roadbuster also came from Takatoku Toys in attended from 1985. After that one busted, then they were redos of the Roadbuster was a redo of the Mugen Caliber from Dorvac.
Oh.
Which got new toys in 2014, and then they got turned into Roadbuster, one of which was Chibi.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, distracted. I'm kind of curious to see what this will look like. I can't say I'm exactly flipping a lid over it.
Oh, no.
No. It's a beetle from the top. It's kind of hard to go like, oh my god!
Well, here's another bit of info. Apparently, according to some of the comments that were left on the page as well, it might be just an accessory for the DX9 G1 Menasor. And the reason that this might be an accessory is, if you remember from Cosmic Rust, there was the lightning bug.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the thing that heated up the Cosmic Rust to make it spread faster, something like that. But I don't know really why you'd make a lightning bug accessory.
To be fair, there's probably very little you can throw in with Menasor in general. I don't think it's the lightning bug. The head's wrong. I'm just looking at it now. The head is completely wrong.
I don't remember well enough what that bug looked like, but actually, to me, it from what I remember of what the lightning bug looked like, it looked close. It looks close enough.
It does. Hang on. Here. What did we do before we had TF Wiki? I would say, if it's the lightning bug, they're clearly not doing the whole G1 thing.
Well, I mean, is DX9 doing the G1 thing with their Menasor? I can't remember.
Isn't everyone?
Yeah.
I can't know. I don't. It may not be Barrage, but I would be very surprised if it's the lightning bug.
It would be more surprising if it was a lightning bug accessory.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey, do you want?
So that looks way too complicated. That looks like it's got to be the size of a deluxe at least.
It might turn into a gun, maybe a Cosmic Rust gun. Who knows? We'll find out in time. It's literally one image and then speculation at this point. So, Mikey, there was a big toy show that happened recently. So why don't you tell me about some masterpieces? Both of them, in fact.
Yeah, so Tokyo Toy Show was going on last week, and somewhere in between the statues of half-naked ladies and posable figures of fully clothed, but probably could be naked ladies if you did a little remolding. Yeah, I was scrolling through some stuff, and I'm just like, boobs, 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 robot, boobs, boobs, boobs.
I'll be
counts as boobs.
I'll be honest. The only thing I saw, because I don't know where to look at. Like, oh, here's a big thing of what was shown. The only thing I saw was the super mini placket of Voltron, and I thought, oh, that looks neat.
Yeah, that looks neat. I think they had some of the Power Rangers mini on there as well.
More than likely.
I have to admit, at this stage, I literally just check out the Japanese toy shows to see. One, if I've seen a show recently that has anything coming, and I'm not kidding about this, whether they'll do a posable Ushio or Tora.
No, Mikey, we've passed that point.
Every time. Every freaking time. But yeah, so we had some Transformers stuff here. One we will talk about in a minute, but sort of the big reveal was we got very blurry pictures from a slideshow and blurry pictures of a physical prototype of Masterpiece Convoy version 3. This appears to be a more cartoon-accurate version of the Masterpiece Optimus Prime. It's a completely new mold. Some people are saying they're seeing some new engineering tricks to it. I can't really see that. The information we have got is courtesy of @PortArmy on Twitter, who said that it will have slender legs, sounds from the Japanese audio of the show, about the same size as MP10, and will have a big rifle. We've also seen it in scale, and it is just a very slight bit shorter than Masterpiece Megatron. This is getting what I would call a mixed reception.
Oh, really? Okay.
Broadly speaking, we have people... Also, can we just say, Takara, in general, is better than a lot of things, largely because... Have you seen one of the things that was going on the stage during this Transformers presentation, Andy?
Not at all, no.
Go to the one that's the second MP story. The second one. The one with, you see, not the one with the big
yeah, I've got it, yeah.
The big picture. Now scroll down to the pictures.
Now
look at the second picture.
Oh, wow, what is that man doing? Does that man just have little tiny pants on, or is he in the buff? He must have little pants on.
I believe, because I'm seeing somewhere where a microphone is hooked in.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, what we're seeing is, on the left, there is a fellow who appears to be reading from a script with a microphone and a hat. Normal. In the background, there is Transformers Special Stage. In the foreground, we have a man in an Optimus Prime suit. Last night kind of stuff. Very well done one, I must say. And in front of him, with his hand firmly inside his crotch, is a naked man on his knee.
Why did this happen?
I don't know.
That's not what I wanted to hear, Mikey.
I have several questions. And if anyone knows the answer to these, please, for the love of all that is holy, tell us. Because I guarantee they're not the answers we're putting in. At least I hope they're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Moving on from that. Yeah, a mixed reception with some people like saying, oh, cool, something to go with the Megatron. A lot of people saying they don't see the feckin' point. Because a lot of people are saying it doesn't look like it'll transform particularly differently, and it'll basically be the same toy with just a bit of a different aesthetic being sold for twice the price. And other people simply saying, oh good, we're wasting money on another Optimus Prime, why aren't we doing some more Beast Wars, why aren't we doing some more of the 1985-1986 cast, why aren't we redoing Grimlock, was something I saw.
I
with
think
modern
those
engineering
are fair
tech.
points.
I have to admit, I am fairly uninterested in this. MP10 is a figure I've wanted for years, and I still want, actually. I'm not, like, I think I would rather, especially now that it's probably going to become a bit cheaper when this thing hits the market, I'd rather get that than get a toy, a cartoon accurate one that does most of the same stuff and is,
potentially
twice the price. And, you know, I need to see some big shifts in engineering.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, Optimus Primes are just conservative these days in terms of their design. So I don't, you know, without knowing who's on the project, and the I don't know. It's a bit of a challenging one for me to not justify, but to be interested in.
I think it's difficult to jump on the boat of, it's not going to transform any differently, because we've no idea. We've seen distant images. Yeah. It's too soon to say if it's going to transform exactly the same. So
no, but
I'd say wait and see.
It's hard for me to see how it would.
No, oh god, yeah, I know. But we're not designers, so maybe they figured out a way.
If I designed it, it would basically just like you rip them in half and then you glue bits back together. But
I'd also say to people, no one's forcing you to buy it, so don't worry about it.
No, there is that, and maybe people should calm down some of their opinions with that in mind.
Yeah.
Because, again, you'll never guess this, Andy. It got a little heated at times.
See, this I would have thought people would be happy, because then it's like, it's a however much expensive figure that you don't need to worry about buying.
Oh god, no, Andy. You're literally the only person who thinks like that.
Okay.
No, I'm not even kidding about that. You are the only person I know who thinks that way.
Okay.
In general, people are kind of like, oh, well, I can't afford it, so I'm just gonna... But I still have to like it or dislike it. But
the only reason I give my opinion on this is because we have a show that isn't a show based entirely on opinion, Otherwise, I'd look at Masterpiece Toys and just be like, whatever.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Andy, do you have an opinion?
To be honest, I think it looks fine for what it's doing, for what it's setting out to do, to look like an animation version of Optimus Prime. It would be nice to have some closer-up detailed pictures, because we don't really have close-up detailed pictures of it. But if we had some close-up images of it next to the other one, coloured as well, I think that will be a bit more of a deciding factor for a lot of people. I think once we see it coloured, and once we have a better idea of how it will transform, people are going to change the tune, more than likely. It's just a guess, but it is something that usually happens. Because I was talking with Dave, because I saw him on the weekend, and he was like, I'm not that interested. I'm like, oh, come on, Dave, that's a bloody line, you know it. You know as soon as it comes out, you're going to buy it regardless. And he's like, maybe.
And Grace is leaning over and going like, no, it's not.
No, Grace leaned over and said, you're going to say that, and then you're just going to go, well, maybe I should have it for my birthday, and then it'll be down to me to buy it. And I was like, that sounds like Dave.
She knows.
Yep. So I would imagine this will happen with other people as well. Is it inspired? No. Should they have done someone else? Yes. Would it have been nice to have done, like, if they were going to redo someone, would it have been nice to do Grimlock again? Maybe. I think Grimlock's fine, to be honest, though.
Yeah. You know what would be I'd love? We redo this, right? First release is Ultra Magnus.
Okay, well, yeah.
Just to see people's face. And then Optimus Prime is the one that's not numbered.
Yeah. Oh, that would annoy people.
Like MP44 beta or something like that. And they're just like, what? But you see, if you stick him in now, it'll ruin the system.
You know what they should have done for a curveball? Psykill.
Oh my god.
They've
already done Psykill. They've done Masterpiece Psykill.
No,
he's out there.
No,
go buy him.
They haven't. Wasn't it Bandai that did it? Because they did Machine Robo, which was the small little dude.
No, he ain't little. Like, they did Machine Robo. They did the Bike Robo a while ago. And then, like, the one that everyone's been talking about, he's a Masterpiece scaled figure.
I thought that was the third-party one.
No, it's official. It is a Bike Robo where basically 90% of the accessories are to turn him into Psykill.
Yeah, no, I honestly thought that was the third-party one.
Nope, that's a real, fully licensed thing you can buy.
Yeah. Not Hasbro, though. Hasbro need to do one.
And you should. And you should buy it, because it looks really fucking good. But I just love the fact that in Japan, someone went, we could do Bike Robo. What if we just sort of added a couple of extra accessories?
Make him better.
Better. More beauty. And follow. The best thing was that I just saw people start tweeting the toy makers and just going like, hey, isn't there like a black car character in Machine Robo?
Isn't there like a helicopter that doesn't really transform?
Yeah, but if we could get it, maybe
do nothing for
some kind of black car with a new face that perhaps crashes.
That'd be neat. It probably won't happen.
I don't know. It's like the toy sold very well.
And we'll see. We'll see in time.
See, but...
I think it would have been nice as well, since we've got Starsaber. Maybe a Death Zorus would have been a better choice.
Yes, please, God, yes.
You know. Because Starsaber's literally
in a-
hanging out on his own with no one to hang out with.
Yeah, just towering over everyone, him and Ultra Magnus in the back.
No, Ultra Magnus has someone to hang out with. He's got Rodimus Prime and Hot Rod,
True.
you know, from his era, and he also hung out with Prime before he died. Spoilers.
And
So-
Starsaber's just sitting on the edge of the desk, swinging his legs.
I'm from Japan. Des.
Sure you are, buddy. Sure you
I
are.
am. Your bio says you're a religious nutter. I'm a hero. I'm basically a space cowboy. Sure.
I'm a space cowboy. Right, and you've got a sword.
Go
Yes,
back to reading your crazy religious book, you psycho. Ah.
Just want to help people. Oh, look at you, forcing your beliefs on others.
No.
Just want to be nice.
That's the bad American version that nobody likes, apart from people sometimes do. Yeah. Because it gave them a character.
Yeah, but don't do it, Andy.
But don't say that to people because they'll make them mad. Make them mad.
Make 'em mad.
Tell us about another Masterpiece figure though, because I don't think we've got anything else to say about this Prime.
No, but we do have colored prototypes of, presumably this is hand painted, but of Masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron MP43 in a case with Dinobot and Primal, really highlighting how fucking short Primal was in that goddamn show.
Yeah.
You forget that. You forget he was tiny compared to those two.
Yeah, I mentioned this to you last time, or I mentioned it to Giant, one of the two, and I was like, this seems weird. And it was you, because you told me, no, that's how it was. And I was like, really? And then you said,
Yep.
yeah, because they were never together for the most part in this kind of context.
If you look at shots of them, they're either together in beast mode, or the shot never is like, oh, you can see them standing next to each other.
Mhm.
Like, it's very careful things. Megatron and Dinobot were both huge in that show. But we get to see him fully colored. We get to see his back. We get to see... I have to mention this. Apparently, he has too much back kibble for some people.
See, I was going to make a joke about that.
Yeah, and I have to admit, my response is, what kibble? That's
Yeah.
just Megatron's back?
Yeah. I was thinking about it last night and thinking, like, when you look... They don't show many shots of him from behind, but the top-down shot, maybe I could see that, yeah, it's a bit messy, because it is a lot of panels folded on top of each other. It gives a silhouette when you're looking at it from the front of the correct look, but if you look at it from above, it is a lot of compressed panels. But again, what else are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah, but...
It's not gonna vanish into space, you know. Those panels to make the dino to shell him up have to go somewhere, so, you know. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but anyway, we see him fully painted. Whatever black magic they're doing to the dinosaur head, it's picking up light the same way the show model did. The very specific way. It's some sort of second voodoo. Holy crap, this looks good.
I noticed as well that the dinosaur eye is pointed in a different direction from what we would suspect. Whether that means it moves or what?
Presumably, or else it means that in T-Rex mode, he's like, can't see a second thing.
He's been hoofed in the nuts. That's what it is. So he's constantly,
No, but I remember there was one scene where Megatron's asleep and the eye starts twitching and looking at him before he wakes up.
Yeah,
and
it was never really covered again, was it?
No, and it was just like, is that thing alive?
Yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, he looks really good. Like, really disturbingly good.
I like disturbingly good.
Disturbingly good. Like, oh man. This is the thing that, like, you would sell a child for. And I happen to have a child to sell at the moment. So,
you do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like her that much. She's not my child. She's just in the family. But I have to say this because I just got a laugh out of it. Apparently, and I'm no names, no nothing shall be said. I saw this on Facebook, and I'm not going to. Like, there's no need to drop anyone in it. Someone was making a comment on, wow, the turnover in this thing is ridiculous. Because, we found out about it a couple of weeks back, and now it's fully colored. And it's probably going to be out soon enough, really.
Okay.
And then someone said, well, no, I've known about it for months. Just, okay, well, the guy said I didn't have insider information. No, known about it for months. Real problem is that all these public leaks are, ruining things for us because, like, those shitty podcasters are drawing attention to the fact that people leak, and now no one ever lets anything out.
It's our fault, Mikey.
I did kind of go in and say, sir, I am the shitty podcaster. I am unique. There's not shitty podcasters. My God.
How
I
is
just
it
got
like
a lot
if you want to blame
deeper into that.
somebody, you gotta blame the fan websites because that's what we get our news from.
Yeah, well, like this just in: Hasbro guys aren't listening to WTF and Moonbase 2 and transmissions, desperately going like, "Oh my God, what's leaking? What's leaking? Oh my God! Oh my God! They know! Abort!
Man, if John 1's listening to us, I'm so sorry.
John. We try and say nice things about you. It doesn't always go well because we're dicks. Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian Goldner.
Matt, if any of them do listen, I would highly suggest messaging us because I would be really interested in talking to any person from Hasbro.
In general, actually, yeah.
Even if you're a guy who works at Hasbro who sweeps the floors, I'd be interested in talking with you because you probably know some shit.
All we talk to is comic people, and they're just crazy nerds. I'd be fascinated to talk to someone on the business side of things. So.
Definitely.
Hey, Hasbro people, contact us. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. We tell you every week, why are you ignoring us? Brian Goldner, answer the question you're asked, not the one you want to ask.
Ah.
I love watching those kind of interviews. Just like, he is such a CEO.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of obvious in a way, but he's such a CEO.
Yeah.
But Andy, I'm blown away by this. Yes. I think this looks incredible. We saw in I think it was Figure King, that it's going to come with a blast effect.
Oh,
for his mouth.
Oh, good.
That you can. So, what do you think about him?
I'm interested to see, now that you've mentioned the blast effect, how big the blast effect is, because Dinobot's eye lasers were a little bit. I don't want to say disappointing, because I don't think they were disappointing, but they weren't very long, if you know what I mean, because I guess if they were longer, they'd start to bend under their own weight. So, I'm interested to see if they take the Bandai approach, because Bandai's pretty good about making laser effects for things. So hopefully it'll be a decent size, and hopefully it'll connect in there well. But yeah, this is a very impressive figure.
Yeah, it's relative. Hang on, I've got the link here. I'll put it up for you. But it's not huge, but I think it kind of works better than Dinobot's did.
Okay,
I
well,
think
that's something.
Dinobot also had kind of the curse of it's got to be from his eyes.
Yeah, that's difficult to do in itself. Because they have to be the size of the eyes. They can't be bigger than that. Yeah,
and I mean, in the cartoon, they can have them get bigger as they blow out.
Oh, that's all right. It's hard to see how big it is. It doesn't look like it's very big.
No, it's more a laser sword than anything else.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
Tongue laser.
Tongue laser.
But yeah, I mean, other Masterpiece news, we saw, like, additional pictures of MP36 Megatron, but it's the Megatron with almost nothing new, actually. It's surprising how little is new. And I found out in WTF the Shockwave that's coming with him is Anime Shockwave.
Oh, what Japanese Shockwave?
Yeah, he's got a new head, and apparently he's intended to match the show.
I mean, you see he's got a new head, but what does that really mean? It would be just a very slight variation on the same shape then, really.
Basically, you know the bit in the black bit around his eyes? Or his eye?
Kinda, yeah.
They've changed it to a square.
Oh, shit, son.
They just filled in the sides.
It's getting real.
Yep. So, I'm yeah.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Can't say that's super exciting, but yeah, fair enough.
No. Do you want to take us on to some pea toys? As I've been calling them.
Pea toys.
They look like pea.
Oh my god. Yes, we have the Golden Lagoon set. I think
it's Golden Shower set.
Oh, Jesus, Mikey.
Say it.
No, I don't want to. These are themed from that one episode of the Golden Lagoon, which is an okay episode. I wouldn't say it was ever groundbreaking or amazing or anything like that. It's one of those ones where it amuses me at the end. Yeah, it did define Beachcomber, and because of that, it has the most satisfyingly amusing end, I find. Where he just looks over the devastation and goes, was it worth it? And I wish Ironhide had came up behind him and said, fucking yeah! We kicked their tails and their keisters! Like Ironhide, everything's destroyed. Fuck them.
Just shoves him over.
There's just like a baby, a mum rabbit crying over a dead baby rabbit. Ironhide looks at it. Fuck him. Bit heartless, Ironhide. I'm old. I don't care anymore.
I'm a cowboy.
I'm a cowboy. Yeah, this is in the work from Takara Tomy. They include gold-plated versions of MP10. Okay. And the Generations version of Beachcomber, Sea Spray, Preceptor, and UW, the Unite Warriors. Really? Oh, yeah, I suppose it is, yeah. Starscream. Not that you'd really know it's Starscream.
The head.
Yeah, that's
the
the head.
only
Is
thing,
that's it, really. He's not ghosty as he should be in my eyes. So this, I assume this is a special edition thing. Details are from Type R on the boards. MP10 Convoy, 15,000 yen to be sold at Wonderfest Summer on the 29th of July, so that's next month this year. LG Preceptor Beachcomber Sea Spray, 8,000 yen, which will be a Takara Mall exclusive. Oh, so they won't be sold together. Okay. Pre-orders will go up on the 11th of June, so tomorrow. Or today, if you're listening to the show on Monday. It's Monday when it comes out. And they're to be released sometime in November. And the Unite Warrior Starscream will be 3,800 yen. And that will be a TT Mall and Cybertron Satellite exclusive. And the release for that will be sometime in October. So yeah, these are pretty much what you would expect from the Lucky Draw kind of figures. But they're not Lucky Draw figures.
No.
So, I'm not sure really who the market is for this.
I don't know. Like, the only thing I'm hearing about them is people freaking out about, gold plastic. But
it's not gold plastic.
It's not. And also, like, gold plastic hasn't been a thing for years, guys.
No. The Lucky Draw toys don't have gold plastic either. I mean, you can tell it's not gold plastic because it's not the plastic gold swirls in them.
Yeah.
It's the swirls you got to look out for because they're like, that's where the air bubbles are. These are solid plastic. They just happen to be in, like, caramel colored, I suppose is what you call it. So yeah, like you say, this is 100% the way that they've always done the Lucky Draw figures. So, and they still survive.
Yeah, I mean it's
weird.
I mean, I think the paint. I'm assuming that's a paint job and not a chrome job.
I think it's a
Is it
chrome
metallic?
job. It says gold plated, so
I don't know, but I think they look okay for what they're trying to be. But it's also like what they're trying to be is not what I'd call appealing.
I really don't get the market because the market for this has always been the Lucky Draw Collector, which is like the 10 figures and that's it. So it makes it rare, but I don't ever see those people going, I really want it because it looks super cool, unless it's like an Optimus Prime.
Or like that weird Skyling Scourge from Cybertron.
I've got him. He's pretty. They also the best Lucky Draw figure I saw, one that I thought was actually quite cool, was the red and black repaint of RID Prime.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty neat. But I like red and black, so. But yeah, this is weird, and you got to spend a lot if you want this entire set. A hell of an amount.
Yeah,
hell of an amount. Yeah, it's odd. If you want to get it, go for it though. You know, nothing's stopping you. I imagine they might be a sale item. I don't think it'll take long for them to go on sale. But I could be wrong. Any other thoughts, Mikey? If not, why don't you take us on?
Yeah, I'll take us on because we have product images of Transformers Encore, Beast Wars Returns, Convoy, Optimus Primal. So this figure is the Air Attack I Have a Butthead Optimus Primal.
No, a butt behind my head.
Yeah, the butthead.
Behind.
It's a cushion for flights.
It is.
But this figure was designed for Beast Machines, never got released, and it was released in RID. Had a platinum release in some interesting colors a couple of years ago. So this is the first release of this figure in Japan. They've never had it before. But the Takara Tomy website has voice samples from the Beast Wars voice actor Koyasu Takahito. But, you know, that's kind of more significant if you can speak Japanese.
Is it not Gary Chalk?
Well, I'm sure they asked Gary, and he just, was a dick about it.
Oh my god, why would I even want this figure if it's not Gary Chalk? Blah, 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 blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah. Hey. Straw man. Color-wise, this isn't particularly different from the RID release. It just is more heavily painted, I think.
I think you might be right. I don't think they painted his nails back in the day like they have here.
Yeah. The price is over $200, I'm told.
Woohoo!
Oh, no, I tell a lie. It's 20,000 yen or $181.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Before shipping and, third party contacts and everything else.
Unless
and
you get it from another
middleman.
website.
Yeah. So basically, minimum, considering the size of the toy, if you're shipping it, I'd say you'd be hitting $220 to $30 minimum.
Probably, if it's brand new. I'd wait for a Mandarake release if you really want it.
I cannot in any way justify that price for this toy.
No.
At all. It's not, it's probably the best version of this design, but it's not worth it.
I would argue that is very low praise for this figure, Mikey.
That is low ass praise.
Yeah,
and it's
because
not...
there was 3 versions of Primal?
Oh, 3 or 4, and at least 2 of them were absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
And you know, this guy's basically just got, I've an okay body, I've got a bit of a weird head sculpt, and I've got an ass for a headrest.
I mean, that's how I describe myself on dating websites.
Yeah, I mean,
no, Andy, no, it's just yeah. No, I can see that, Andy.
Yeah, I'm also like, after kind of the not disaster but quite poor handling of the last Encore release, I suspect people on both sides of the water are fairly gun shy about an Encore release.
Yeah,
I wonder what effect that will have on sales here, because I think there will be a lot of people, I won't pre-order, but I'll buy after if I hear good things.
I mean, that I'm sure that has to be a lot of people doing that, right? Especially with, like you mentioned, with all the problems that the last one had, because it had a bad release.
Yeah, and like really disappointing release, and a lot of people lost money on that, to be blunt.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
Did you see the promo images of him with the white background?
No, I didn't.
Someone mentioned, or someone pointed out, I'll see if I can find the image. I don't think I can. Someone found an image where the actual thumb on one of the hands actually had a big crack in it. Oh, here it is. I'll get the image.
Oh no.
Yeah. So for your promo image, it's not a good idea to have a giant crack in the hand. It's the hand that's raised above him. You'll notice the thumb joint has a crack from the bottom to the pin.
Yeah.
And again, for a promo image, you don't want that.
Suppose you're saying, here's the high quality product we're producing.
Oh, it's the giant crack is still in the black background one as well. It's the last image on the black background, so they didn't smooth it out. I would have photoshopped that lie myself.
I would have lied like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
I would have gotten a different toy.
Yeah. No, if you Photoshop it, you just kind of mush over that with like the smudge tool or something, I'm sure.
So it's the one where his arm is up. Is it
It's the very bottom one with the black background.
Bottom one, black background. Zoom in. View. Which finger am I looking at?
It's the thumb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is...
Yeah.
That is a... Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a crack, son.
That is a... Oh, no.
Yeah.
That does not fill us with confidence.
That's the thing. When I saw that on Twitter, I was like, oh, no, that's... Oh. No, someone should have looked over these photos and been like, there's a thing there. Do we want to do anything with it? No? Just gonna release it? Okay. I think that's unwise. Doing it anyway?
Yay.
Okay.
Maybe we could fix it.
Maybe. No,
Maybe we could make this a bit more... No, we're not doing that.
No. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. Yeah, so yeah, maybe if you are interested in this figure, there is no issue with being cautious. There's no problem with waiting just a little bit just to hear what other people are doing, because someone else will have bought it. Because there's always an eager beaver out there. If I was you, I certainly would recommend waiting just to see if there are problems, because maybe it's just this production version, it has a crack in the thumb. Maybe the other ones will be fine, but it might not be. You know, wait and see. That's what I say. Never mind.
In that case, Andy, take us on to some American news.
Yeah, we get to talk about the Bumblebee trailer, because that came out, and we also got a rated trailer for the cinemas, which was a PG rating. There was also a timestamp of it being 2 minutes and 16 seconds. All the important info that you need for your movie trailers and all that Shit.
Who cares?
Who cares? Main bit of information is the trailer for Bumblebee finally came out, and I've got questions to ask you, Mikey. Like, what did you think of Into the Spider-Verse?
That looked nuts. I
Yes.
have to admit, I worry it might hit that moment for me of just like, hey, guys, it's a comic book. We did it for the Hulk. It went so well in that movie in terms of visuals, where it's just like, and now we're going to jump between comic panels. Which
Yeah.
you need to do that right for me to engage with.
Agreed, but I think on a visual level, it's a very impressive movie, as it's a weird kind of CG, almost to the point where it looks like it's stop animation. And I kind of like that.
I hope that's intentional.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I can't imagine it's not. It looks very deliberate.
It creates this slight framiness, and I'm afraid sometimes I've become a bit gun-shy of that these days.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping you're just like, listen, it's an artistic choice we made.
Yes.
And not the fact that people aren't putting a lot of money into this film.
Yeah. That is a legit worry, I think, as well.
Also, why is Peter Parker a hobo?
Yeah. I guess we'll find out later. He's apparently voiced by the guy from New Girl, Nick from New Girl, and I was like, now I can't unhear that. Oh no, because I like New Girl. I think it's an alright show. Makes me laugh every now and again when I've seen it. So should we move on, Mikey?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, well, let's talk about artists for Toronto.
Andy, talk about the fucking trailer.
All right, so Bumblebee. What did you think of it, Mikey? Did you enjoy what we saw for Bumblebee?
I don't know what I was expecting, if I'm honest.
I think you were. I think were you prepared for another Michael Bay, even though you didn't think it was going to happen.
I went in more negative than I was expecting to. Because I've been going like, Travis Knight, talented guy. His one directing credit so far is, in my opinion, one of the best animated movies of the last 4 years. But Michael Bay's producing. It's still Paramount. It's still all this. And it's they're all saying, it's a reboot. And I'm just like, which means that what happened is you made a movie to tie into stuff, and now it's going to feel like it's left over. What I didn't expect was what we got. Which was really, really feels like a movie that's desperately trying to pretend that the other movies didn't happen, and this really feels like someone's hitting a reset button. Tonally, completely different from literally every other piece of live-action Transformers media we've had.
Yeah.
Like, people are saying, it's like the first movie, in the vaguest sense.
In the most basic sense.
In the most basic, Bumblebee's a car, and a girl gets a car, and it's a girl in her car.
Yeah.
What I would put it down to is a lot more like young adult novel adaptations at the moment, sort of Ready Player One kind of stuff.
Oh, like Twilight.
One, that's not young adult. That's horny adult. But there's one coming out. I can't remember its name, but it's about like a guy and a robot dog. Have you seen trailers for that?
A guy and a robot dog. Don't think so.
I saw a trailer for it like a couple of weeks back, and tonally, it's got that young adult vibe of like teenager doesn't fit in the world, meets something that doesn't fit in, and together they make their way together and discover that they're both good people and all that jazz.
Yay!
So it's very. I think it's very aware of its market. It's not aiming for the fans so much as the people who will become fans, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But at no point do I feel like this movie is overly aggressive or that the director hates Transformers and wants to be somewhere else, as I have felt for most of the trailers. There is a huge aesthetic shift.
Yes, to a point, but it still feels like the movie stuff.
I think this feels like what people wanted the movie stuff to be from the start.
Yeah.
In terms of visual, especially
more
Bumblebee's design.
More so. I still don't like the Bumblebee face design, but I think they're keeping that again just to keep it locked in the... Yeah, that's the carryover.
That's the thing, like, we're keeping it. Why? We just have to.
Like, we saw a while ago the face of Bumblebee from the comic that John Barber's doing. That's more of a face that I would have preferred. But yeah, like you say, this is left over from the Bayverse, so have to keep it.
But we actually have two Bumblebee designs in this. One, like, he's a bit more of a Jeep or something, because you can see he's got more of a grill for a chest, and one is the Volkswagen, which kind of reminds me of the early Asian Bumblebee actually. But it's much more solid, a lot softer, rounder. Bumblebee feels like a person in this almost, just like. he's not a happy person. So I saw a very, very good video yesterday, and what was it called? Bumblebee, and how to design Transformers, the Kiki Boba effect, which is looking at how we react to sharp and soft objects in aesthetics, and how previously the Transformers movies kind of made you try to empathize, or at least supposedly like things that were visually telling you that they would hurt you. Whereas Bumblebee's round, soft, even his face is redesigned to be a lot softer. It's the same aesthetic, but it's a much gentler aesthetic, and if you're just interested in like the creative side of things, really interesting video to listen to. We get a little bit of the humor, which is just like, hey, do you remember Rickrolling? We see John Cena. We see what we're assuming is one of the main villains. So it looks initially like Starscream, right?
Yep.
However, a few people have been saying that they saw a near complete cut of the movie, and it is Ramjet. And also that Barricade and a female muscle car are both going to fill out the Decepticon roster. A Barricade will be a blue muscle car, and the female con will be a red one. So that's what we're hearing anyway. Whoever it is very much what I kind of would have said Seekers should have looked like from the start. And it has the Seeker head. Yep. It is like more detailed and more movied, but the basic outline of the body is the same. He's got turbines that seem to move the same way they would in a G1 design. It looks like a modernized Seeker, and Evangelist said this on the WTF, and just like, his transformation is done in realistic anime speed lines, which makes you think that someone designing this likes robots on some level. I won't say I am hopeful, because I refuse to trust this franchise until I see this film. I just refuse.
I think that's very smart.
Clearly, there is a... Yeah. It really feels like either the creative team or the editing team are people who want this to be actually good. I don't know if they can make it good. The director has a great credit, but the writer, from what I've seen, doesn't have the best record. So it could be they're sort of fighting each other in the future. But I am definitely, I've gone from I hope but I don't want to hope to I'm hoping a bit more and I'm comfortable with my bit more. And I will be very cautious until the movie there is. And I think it's important to say that while the fandom is generally very positive in this, and sort of general news sites are like, okay, yeah, this is looking better. Individual people who have gotten tired of Transformers movies are coming away from this trailer saying like, well, it just looks more like the same to me. I shared the Angry Joe reaction video during the week, and I think it's very important to see that, because looking at it from non-fan or non-media based eyes, just as a viewer, just like a lot of people are going to go in expecting this to be shit based on the title, because Transformers is that much damaged goods.
And to be fair, when I watched Angry Joe's video on it, I totally saw where he was coming from. It made a lot of sense. I think the reason that we're more positive is we can see the differences a little bit more. Or maybe we're more open to seeing the differences rather than a general audience who doesn't really care about Transformers in the larger scale of things.
Yeah. But I would like this movie to do well enough that people think this maybe a new take is needed.
Oh, certainly.
Like for the main films.
Yeah.
And also, what a weird way to start a trailer with Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. It's a mystical bond between man and machine.
Man and machine. And it's just like, it's weird you're trying to make this seem like he was being all sincere and deep. Yep. And not trying to rip off a small child.
Yeah.
Or a teenager who was actually a 20-something-year-old man. But
the problem is I've been living when I hear the words Uncle Bobby B, I'm thinking of my Dark Souls character.
When I heard, I was just like, I just cut to one of your videos and just like, yeah, murder, kill.
Motherfucker. I'll bust your head with a rock. Mommy.
Why wasn't that in it?
As it's saying, a mystical bond between man and machine, and then right at the end of the trailer, I'll bust your head with a rock.
Crazy bitch. It would have worked too, because the main character's a girl. People really apparently she's I haven't seen her in anything, but someone reacted. I did watch the reaction video and saw her in a movie, and she's a very strong up and comer. As an actress,
that's good, but if she's directed badly or has bad script, then yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can only do so much.
Remember they had a pretty solid child actor in that.
Did they?
They did. They fucked her over.
I'll have to trust you on that because I hadn't seen her in anything else, so I only know her from that, and that's damning.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, sure. So we're into the season. Like next 6 months, we're probably going to get a few more of these and.
Get an idea of the story.
Speculation and debate and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, hopefully it continues this slow, steady increase of positivity. It's nice to have the fandom react to Transformers that isn't all of us at each other's throats.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll give it time.
Give it time. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I mean, do you have anything you want to add?
I was not as positive as everybody else, but I'm much more gun shy because I've seen 5 movies that have just horrified me. When I hear a lot of other, like in my general group of friends, my local 3 friends, they are very much don't hate the movies as much as I do. So I'm always the most negative, so I'm used to being that. And when I see this, I'm just like, it still has the potential for being good, but it still could be bad as well. Or it could be what I would imagine it might just be on the mediocre to average kind of area. But this is the first trailer we've got. It's hard to tell. We're probably going to get a much better idea next. I am very worried, and I said this yesterday, I'm very, very worried that they're going to make Bumblebee a dog character to make you like him.
Yes, and we don't like that.
I don't like that. A lot of people like that, but they like that because they like dogs. That's why you don't like the character. You like him because he's a dog. That's it.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait and see. And how do you make a character who doesn't talk a character? You make him a dog. BB-8. Everybody loves BB-8, but he's just a dog.
Oh, fuck BB-8.
Groot.
He's not even a smart dog.
Yeah. Groot had a little bit more. Baby Groot had a little bit more, but
he
no. I mean from the Guardians 2.
Oh yeah.
He was.
I don't like Baby Groot.
No, he was kind of a dog. At the end of the day,
he was
a bit more. But...
Well, he was a toddler.
Yeah.
And he was a dumb toddler.
Yeah, which made him pretty much
essentially a dog.
Yeah.
So. I mean, hey, you see your dumb children over there because you've got one. Your dog, your child is basically your dog.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's just one it's one you can't house train.
Yeah, that's true. Also for the Decepticon, I think it's probably Starscream. That makes the most logical sense, I think. In terms of how the character looks and how you would kind of try and mesh it together with the other movies, it just kind of makes sense because Starscream has been on Earth for a while from the first movie. So yeah, that makes more sense than it being Ramjet or someone. They'll probably have some jobber.
Not an F-15. Apparently not an F-15. I'm told. It's an F4 Phantom, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what that is.
It looks like a jet like from that G1 there, so that's good enough for me.
Tis a sky plane, boy.
Sky plane. We'll find out in time, I guess.
If Ramjet, can I have mini Constructicons, please?
No, we're not allowed
that. I want them.
Yeah, that's gone. Spike killed them.
I want them. Fuck Spike. Fuck the Wiki clan. I want mini Constructicons.
They're gone, Mike.
I want them even if it's not Ramjet. Like if it's Starscream, it's just like Ramjet died off screen because of his terrible plans for taking over the things in the most convoluted thing ever. And Starscream just stuck with these 3 little jive-talking dickheads who follow him around.
It could happen. It could easily happen.
I said last night, it was just like, it's perfect because the movie universe. Where can you get away with a racist character in Transformers?
Well, I'd say less with Travis Knight at the helm. If it was Bay, he would have been all in, I'm sure.
Oh, man.
He wouldn't have thought it's racist. I don't think he ever means to do racist things, but it always accidentally seems to happen.
I just think he's kind of a dick.
I wouldn't say, well, he might be kind of a dick, but I don't...
fair, everything I've heard about him personally really supports the kind of a dick thing.
Perhaps.
Like, a well-meaning dick, I think.
I also think he's maybe a guy that doesn't see things from other people's perspective, which obviously leads into the dickish perspective. But I think I'd like to believe it's more than him deliberately trying to be a dick, and it's just it's an unhappy byproduct of him not thinking of others. If you know what I mean. Yeah, I could be wrong though. I don't know Michael Bay at all, so. I might be
Don't
far
you?
off the mark. If I did, I would certainly be a lot richer man because I'd be demanding high quality presents. I'd be like, you made billions, buy me a car, mate. How we? Well, I thought we're friends. I'll buy you a Thornton's
buy me
chocolate
two,
box.
so I can sell one. I'll buy you a Toblerone, not one of the giant ones.
No, just the one from the airport.
Yeah, small one.
See, I said Thornton's because you can't get them from the airport. In America, you can get a Toblerone from the airport. I only know that because of friends.
I'd get him a Kinder Egg and then leave it in his house and wait for the police to show up.
Oh God! Oh
There
no!
was I saw a video of that. It was great. It was just like children opening a Christmas present, and it's a Kinder Egg, and the child literally looks at it and goes, "Mommy, these are illegal." And then someone got in, like the FBI breaking down the door, and coming in the window with guns. Just like it was amazing.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Well, Mikey, do you want to take us on to the last two bits of news then, sir?
Yeah, quick bit of convention news. TFCon has confirmed that the creator of Last End of the Records, Sins of the Records, Requiem of the Records, Spotlight Cup, Spotlight Megatron, that one bit of All Hail Megatron that was good, Nick Roach, will be appearing at the Toronto convention this year. It will be held on July 13th to 15th, 2018 in the feckin' hotel I can never say, Hilton, Mississauga, Meadowvale. We're going to say it's the Meadowvale Hotel in Toronto. Nick Roach is joining David Kay, Gary Chalk, Hal Rail, David Wise, James Roberts, David Mendenhall, Alex Milne, Sarah Peter Durocher. Two of, actually, like, I'd be surprised that the two of them didn't go because it's like not the biggest distance for them to travel. Alex and Sarah. But yeah, so like it is a star-studded convention over there this year. So if you're going to TFCon, bring something to sign. Bring Monster Motors, I would say. Because he loves Monster Motors, and
he bloody should, because it's his own bloody comic. It would be really bad if he hated it. I mean, this comic is fucking shit.
It's shit. And yeah, ask him awkward questions, because for those of you that know, he's very willing to answer awkward questions, usually with a lot of swearing.
He's Irish, so I mean, it's kind of built into himself, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I will warn you, if he gets drunk on the night. Right. He'll probably use words. He'll probably use words that Irish people use casually and other countries don't. So one of them begins with C. If he refers to you as one, he's probably meaning it in a very friendly way. I'm not kidding.
Unless he's throwing a bottle at you.
Unless he's throwing a bottle at you.
Yeah.
It's a very Irish way of, like, I have literally had someone come up to me and say, "How are you old C?" Insert word here. And he meant it in the nicest possible way. And I remember thinking, like, if we were anywhere else, my God. But not just TFCon that got news. TF Nation has announced another guest. It just keeps coming. This time it is the rock star herself, IDW artist Kay Zama, her of the rock horns and the metal, and quite frankly, she can never take a photo without doing the most metal of poses. So Kay is, of course, the artist for Optimus Prime. Since getting Optimus Prime, she's done Scarlet Witch for Marvel, and she said she's completed a personal dream by doing 2000 AD because she loves Judge Dredd. She is awesome. She's quite mad. Quite mad.
Is it wrong to whenever I hear of Kay Zama, I think of a Gretzko?
No, I think it's good.
That's about right, isn't it?
No. Yeah. But Kay is really cool. Like, seriously, if you get a chance to sit down and talk to her, say the words baby metal, and she won't shut up. As Rob Coy discovered. She likes them, their baby metal. But no, she's awesome. She's super cool. She's going to be there between the 17th and the 19th of August at the Hilton Birmingham Metropole. See, I can say that. In Birmingham. She will be joined by Alex Milne, Nick Roach, Jack Lawrence, John Paul Bove, Margaret Scott making her debut, James Roberts, Mike Collins, Lou Stringer, Aaron Archer, Andre Saguglioso, Daniel Reardon, and DC Douglas, and Stan Bush.
Do you think they're saving off on a big one for the last kind of guest announcement?
The only reason I would say that is just like maybe another voice actor.
Yeah, because me personally, I mean, I'm not in the convention information distribution thing, but I would always leave like a a special one to near the end. But maybe you don't want to do that because you want to have all the big guests, as it were. I mean, it sounds kind of insulting saying that, but you know what I mean. have all the let's just say the big guests again because it's easier. So then people know what they're getting and it gets them excited. Maybe I don't know.
Like the only ones I really wish they'd get is John Barber at the moment, just so they can have the trifecta.
There's another one you'd want.
I don't want any other ones.
Yeah, you do. I know who you want.
I'm fine.
You don't want Sakamoto-san?
No, it's fine. Why would I want that? No, it's fine.
No?
It's fine.
No?
It's fine. He doesn't need to come back. It's fine.
Never again.
He needs to come back.
Yeah.
Although I will say the anti-Sakamoto stuff has started up on Twitter again.
Again?
Like,
what? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I sometimes wonder if either other people haven't been exposed to enough Japanese media or we've been exposed to too much.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, but if I saw him at a convention, I'd go up and start screaming at him by a British person. I'm just like, don't be a dick. Like, if you see him at a convention, just be respectful of another human being, regardless of what you think of his product.
Never. I must have my opinions, and they must be violent towards those who don't agree with them.
Yeah, and I this isn't like meeting, I don't know, Scott Lobdell at a convention and trying to give him, let's give him a lot of respect and time of day. Man who has literally told lesbians to go fuck themselves. And him. So there's a big difference between that and basically guy who is making comics that in his country are just more normalized than they are here. Whether you think it's a good or a bad thing. Just, I am very aware of the cultural difference there, and I don't think a lot of the internet is.
No.
But sure, yeah, sure. Bring him over.
That'd be nice. Jeffrey Coombs one day as well. That'd be fun.
More. Hey, I would like if they brought over another. Like someone must be married to someone who does something not Transformers related, because they did that before, and I'd like them to do that again.
That sounds like a demand. There must be someone out there who's not married to a Transformer person. There must be.
Like, I don't know, but like they got you one from The Simpsons last time. I'd love to see who they get next time.
Well, Peter Cullen's married to Frank Welker.
I think that's more it's not an official marriage, it's more a civil ceremony. I'm
pretty sure it's a marriage, pretty much like Patrick Stewart and Gandalf, Ian McKellen.
No, that is a legitimate. If I was gay, I would be doing things to you, and even though I'm not, I'm probably still going to be doing things to you. That is their relationship. Those two are just like desperately in love with each other. It's hilarious. Sometimes I watch them, it's just like, my God,
get a room.
I know at one point at least there was a Mrs. Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
I don't know if there still is, and like it must have been very awkward for her when Ian McKellen came visiting.
You'd imagine so, yeah.
As she's being shoved off the couch. No, Ian sits here. He will make it so. They're very cool people.
They seem to be. Are we done then, Mr. Mikey?
I think we are.
Well then, sir, I've got the question to ask you. What have you been up to this week? You done anything fun, dandy, and fancy?
A fair bit of catch up, to be honest, because I missed out doing weddings and whatnot. You miss out on your usual hobbies.
People ruining stuff for you.
Yeah, them with their happy days and loved ones, and
Blech.
Magical.
Blech.
Ugh, in their fancy hotels.
Blech.
And their fucking sunburn. My God, it was hot. But yeah, so stuff relevant to podcast. Caught Bill today. Episode 39.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Surprised by how not into it I was.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a pretty poor episode in all seriousness.
Oh.
Which kind of doubled down on the fact that it's a pretty important episode.
Right.
It deals with the Katsuragi storyline, gives you your full introduction to Mad Rogue, your lead into Genius form, and none of that worked. I thought the Mad Rogue stuff was overacted in the worst kind of way. And also, I don't know, like, the actor, the character is Utsumi, and he hasn't been doing much, and I suddenly feel like he hasn't been doing much because he couldn't. And now he's trying to act like a crazy person, and it's just like, oh, no. Like, there's ham, and there's burnt ham.
Right.
Like, really weak episode. Surprisingly weak, in my opinion.
Right.
What else? I caught up on my anime otaku love story. Watakai, which is so much fun and so relatable and so nice. and gives you hope that for the future in general, and is almost over, and I think that's a shame. But yeah, like it's just like it's a slice of life thing, and it's just really engaging and really fun, and everyone in it is likable. And I still don't believe that woman is cosplaying. I believe she has a body double that she brings in when no one's looking, because that's just not physically possible. But no, that's a good show.
No,
haven't caught up with...
I'm sorry, I've got to interrupt. I've just got an image in my head of Nick Roche at a convention, someone stroking his hand and just asking, "Are you not embarrassed to be drawing this kind of stuff, Nick?" That's a reference to the show, don't worry.
Yep.
Also, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Unless you're really good friends with Nick, don't do that.
Don't do that. Even if you are, ask permission first.
I wouldn't. I'd see if it was you, I'd just do it. Because I don't care about your feelings.
Oh, I'm sad now. But
yeah.
I've got 2 episodes of Persona to watch. I've got a couple of ones that I want to start watching. Like there's one like Space Battleship something, and I can't decide if it looks like it's a parody or a straight thing. I need to
it's not the Galactic whatever
no.
remake
it's
thing.
Not the it's a new thing. It's I think it might be a parody show.
Okay.
But caught Hero Academia. That is picking up a bit.
That's good, because you said how slow it was going for the longest time.
It's like it's on a big fight scene at the moment. I'm still surprised by how... Like, this is the arc everyone was going on about.
Yeah.
And I am kind of surprised by how underwhelmed I am by it. It might just be because relatively little of it is on the main character, Midoriya. Like, he's not that significant, and I don't like Bakugo as a character.
Is it on the Frog Girl?
No.
Fuck it then. Doesn't matter.
Apparently, she does get something later on, but she wasn't big in the manga until she got popular in the anime.
Until everyone decided she was best girl.
Yeah, and then apparently one of the she has a character episode in season 2.
That's right.
And that's anime exclusive, and apparently that just that started informing the manga relatively recently.
Yeah, she's best girl. She's best girl. That's it.
She's awesome. But. Yeah, like it's all on Bakugo, explosion hands, bully guy, and I just really don't like him as a character.
Me neither.
Like someone was trying to explain to me why he's a good character. I'm just like, okay, so he's not evil. He's still a shit.
Yeah.
And he's a shit that the show really wants you to go like, wow. Wow. And I'm like, no, he's still a shit.
Is he meant to be what was his name from Ryuki, the bat guy?
Oh, Knight.
Yeah, Knight, whatever his human name was. Is it meant to be Knight? Because he was a shit as well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you've got Todoroki in it, the fire ice guy, and he's way better and way more engaging. And I wish he was the second character because it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, he has better powers. What are this guy's powers? He makes things blow up. He has really simple powers. It's just like they pack a wallop. I don't know. I think season 3 is going to be not so much the downer for me, but one I'm just kind of like, okay, season 4, please. Although there is a big moment happening right now, and it's about All Might, and I do like All Might.
Yep.
Watch my Dragon show this afternoon.
Dragon Planes.
Dragon Planes, which had the best reaction to someone figuring out they were in love of all time, which was she literally just starts screaming, runs off into the middle distance, like properly shrieking. Like, it's amazing. And then she just keeps running and screaming, and I'm just like, how is everyone not awake in this airbase? But yeah, sort of like big plot stuff happening in this one. Kind of a not necessarily dark ending, but one that makes you very curious and just like it wouldn't have ended well if it had continued the way it was going. But yeah, I am enjoying this show. It's not mind blowing, but it's taking a very interesting approach to some of the psychological stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm liking it. Like the visuals are still not quite my cup of tea, but it's a fun show. I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going. I'd be very surprised if it's longer than 13 episodes. So yeah, apart from like in terms of anime, the only other thing was Darling in the Franxx.
Yes.
Caught up on that. I have described this as this show has gone full Evangelion, full Kamen Rider, and full The Kill, all in the space of one episode. You weren't blown away by it, I believe.
I wasn't desperately happy with it. I don't hate it, but I think it jumped the shark really hard. because nothing was built up for it. It just happened.
That is the only thing I can say against it. But I have to admit, I am a lot more on board with it.
I would have been okay with it if there had been any small subtle hints about it, but
like
there
if
wasn't.
the word "vrim" was used before.
Yeah, or something. But there was two things pulled out of the ass. The Star Child pulled out of the ass. That wasn't talked about before.
Wasn't that the giant hand monster?
No, that's different, as far as I can tell. Maybe it's not. Who fucking knows? It's not mentioned, so that's one thing. And then the Virum thing, which again came out of nowhere. It seems like a really weird time to do it because we've only got 4 episodes left. So
yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I have to admit, because again, it's like it's doing those things that stuff like Evangelion would do, but I think it's doing them better. Like we find out something interesting about what the Franks are.
Yes,
which I thought was cool. I thought the Klaxosaur princess, I like her. She's quite rapey. She is disturbing. That was an extended, really uncomfortable scene. I'm just gonna say, just like stop doing that. Stop doing that. Go
stop
away.
Kissing me.
Yep, and her mouth's moving the entire time.
Yep,
and it's like, oh god, like how long is her tongue? How far down is this going?
From one hole out the other.
Oh god. But and yeah, like, see, here's the thing. Like, you could describe it as Jump the Shark. I sort of described it. Okay, show. Okay, you've done everything else really stupidly well. I want to see where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's like, not gonna get me to stop. I hope there's a justification for it.
Yeah, though. I think. See, if they've got 4 episodes, and I think they've got time to build up around it, and if it's being played as like, oh my god, shock reveal, and then shock reveal explained. Like, if it's shock reveal and now we just have fights, then I'm a lot less into it.
It feels like they've almost wasted like 3 or 4 episodes from beforehand, which were side character stuff, which maybe you should have taken away and used for building up to this.
If what I would have said, actually, I would have added 2 more episodes to the roster and cut out the 2 specials, which were just behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been nice as well.
Because I actually, like, I've really liked this show a lot, and all I can say for this one is, like, I can see where it would undermine people, but I just have too much faith in the show right now. Like, the show would have to fuck up monumentally right now.
As for some people. Some people didn't like 19, some people really didn't like 20, so both of those have put a lot of people off, which is understandable.
20 I can get. 19 I can't get.
Yeah.
19 is just, I'm sorry, you're talking bullshit.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, I watched that video you sent, I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
I didn't agree with him personally, but...
I don't even get how that's an argument. 20 I can definitely see, because there is like, so it's like, shock twist. It's an M. Night Shyamalan moment.
Yeah.
Whether that will be fine for me going forward, but I'm still super into the show. That's it for shows, but I watched a movie and I got some stuff.
Woo!
So movie-wise, I watched Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom on Tuesday at the midnight showing, which was packed. Jam-packed, which surprised me, because I've never been to a midnight showing where there was a lot of people. Basic story, island gonna explode, get the dinosaurs off the island. Is that guy over there necessarily well-meaning? Oh... Also, genetic hybrid black dinosaur monster. That's basically it. That is the outline of the movie. It is primarily a horror, like an actual horror. The director has a horror background, everything else. Right, the opening is incredible. Holy crap, that was such good work with lighting, tone, visuals, sounds, everything. Such a good opening. I see that if you never see anything else from the film. It's moody, it's vicious. Like, there are ups and downs, and there's a really weird moment with a helicopter that is surprisingly funny, but like really worked for me. Then the movie's followed by about 40 minutes of we're trying to do the Lost World whimsy. And it feels to me like this section of the movie was originally intended to be much, much bigger, and then they decided to make it a horror. And it's just like, well, we still need this bit. Okay, so will we rewrite it? Well, why don't we just cut bits out? So it feels quite rushed.
Right.
And there's some jokes in there that are a bit tonally off. And there's one bit that I don't think is actually supposed to be a joke, but it's so weird in terms of how the guy's moving. It's got Chris Pratt doing some physical stuff, and they're just like, you're moving weird. On the other hand, it's got some brilliant moments in it. Like, I love the stuff with Blue. I love the Blue's bit in that. I love Rexy's bit in it. It is very sweet. The whole thing of her being the ultimate accidental hero of the series is just wonderful. Because literally anything ultimately good that happens in the movie is because the T-Rex wasn't paying attention. And basically helped without meaning to. Some new dinosaurs in there. There's Carnotaurus, Baryonyx, a few others. Allosaurus is in there, which surprised me. I like a lot of that, and the visuals are pretty solid. Then after that 40 minutes, the movie switches back into a horror and gets way better. It's just 40 minutes to take me out of the experience a bit. But then, like, the horror stuff, very well done. I think the Indoraptor is a brilliant movie monster. Like, something people have to accept. They are no longer pretending. This is a movie monster. This is a monster movie kind of thing. Like, the animals are pretty much just people in animal forms. They're not dogs. Like, Blue is essentially a human being. The T-Rex is fundamentally a human being, actually. And the Indoraptor is definitely, because there is a moment where it smiles at the camera. Not at someone. It actually just sort of looks at the camera and basically winks.
Oh.
But, like, it is horror, and it's a slasher movie villain. So once you accept that, it all works. But if you want this to be like, these are animals, just, like, take that out of your brain from the start.
So it's not Jurassic Park, then?
No. Apparently the next movie is when they're trying to recapture Jurassic Park.
Really? Because in the promo material, they were saying this is the Jurassic Park for the new generation. It's like, didn't look it.
That's what they're always saying. But, like, what they've said is Jurassic World was their attempt at whimsy and sci-fi. This is horror. The next movie is science fiction adventure.
Okay.
And Jurassic Park is classed as science fiction adventure.
Yeah.
So, I really like the horror aspect. The villain is pretty paper thin, but, you know, movie villain, who could have foreseen?
What?
Tonally it works. There's a good fight scene in it. I liked it. Yeah, and the ending, not what I was expecting. I'm just gonna say, do not go in there expecting everything to go well. It's not as good as Jurassic World. Like, I really like Jurassic World. I think it's a really fun movie, and I kind of got a kick out of how much it pissed off paleontologists. I would say it is leagues better than Lost World of Jurassic Park 3. So I give it maybe a decent 6 out of 10.
Okay.
If you can accept it is a full monster movie, and if you can get over that, like, hump in the middle, basically after the opening and before they hit the boat. Once they hit the boat, I think the movie starts gaining speed. But there's that bit in the early first act. If you can get past that, I think it's solid. One weird thing, also in that weird bit, the soundtrack is weird. It works in the horror bits, and it's like they have this weird soundtrack for the bits on the island that don't make sense to me. I was like, it really feels like this was a leftover from a different film. I don't know. Yeah, apart from that, I will not spend a lot of time on this because I'm working on something for it. But Beast of the Mesozoic, I finally got my box.
Ooh. Those the dinosaurs you got from Patreon, which you've been waiting for not Patreon, Kickstarter, which you've been waiting for like 30 years now.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Jesus.
So, Andy, I'm about to send you some pictures just so I can give you a visual reference. So, I got 6 of the Deluxe Raptors. Right, so I'm just gonna...
Is one of them blue?
Yes, actually.
Ah.
So there was 2, I got the 2 exclusive Velociraptors, which are the blue and the red. Which are, basically, they represent a different species than the Velociraptor everyone knows. But it's the same mold as the regular Velociraptor, just recolored it. I got the Fan's Choice Dromaeosaurus, which is the really colorful one with the blue wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the regular Dromaeosaurus, which is the brown one, because I like the idea of male and female from that. I got the Atrociraptor, which is the black one. I didn't name it.
That's a terrible name.
I know. And let's see. I got the Zhenluan Long, which is the one with the big wings. I got the black nestling pack. So there's 3 different colored nestlings, which are gold, gray, and black. I got black ones. And I got the desert accessory pack, which has a nest and another dinosaur and a skull. There's 3 or 4 accessory packs. I don't know off the top of my head. Right. Initial impressions. I'm not going to give a lot because I am going to be working on a review in the next couple of weeks on these. I've already got the opening filmed. What I have to do for the opening now is edit it together, redo all the audio.
Yeah.
And script, like, basically I've done it as like a layout thing, but I'm going to re-script the audio. And I'm kind of being hurt by the fact I don't really have a good setup for this, so I might need to get a couple of things. But it's going to be a week or two before I actually get the thing out, just because my weeks are a bit nuts at the moment. Initial impressions. Paintwork, exquisite. Excellent all around. Basic molding, very solid. QC, could be better.
Okay.
Now, there's nothing that feels broken. There's nothing that feels wrong. But say the eyes on several of them, they weren't painted in line.
Oh no.
So it's not like it's a raptor, so you're going to be looking at it from the side most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to notice. But like from a front-on view, a little bit of an issue. In the accessory pack, the little dinosaur, his jaw was... I posted this on Twitter. His jaw was completely warped.
Oh no.
Given this weird snaggle face. And I really mention this because I've seen this on this figure. It's called a Mononicus. And I've seen 4 or 5 different reviews, and every single one has had that warped jaw. Very easy hairdryer fix. Like 2 minutes with a hairdryer, and it actually started resetting itself into the right shape. I just held it together and put it underwater. So very easy fix, but you really don't want to have to be doing that with something that has been in development this long. Also, like with the Dromaeosaurus, the brown and the Fan's Choice and the regular one, the Fan's Choice, it's got a sort of waist joint. It's very difficult to describe when it's dinosaurs. But it doesn't really move. And I thought that was just like sculpting. And then I tried the other one and it moved.
Huh.
And it rotated. I've noticed some of the joints are either paint stuck or just not as tight or as loose as they should be.
Right.
And another problem I've noticed, with the one with the big wings, the Zhen Wanglong, the size of the wings make the arms flop a bit.
Right.
Now, I'm only pointing out negatives right now because I haven't actually had a lot of time with these yet. And when you only have a couple of minutes to look at something, you do tend to notice the negatives before the positives. Right now, my initial impressions of these are like very decent level NECA figures with much better paint jobs. Once I get a chance to actually sit down, examine these, play with them, pose them, mess with the stands, everything else, I'm hoping my opinion goes up. Like, I will say, like, I'm not negative on these at all. I think they're great figures. I'm just, like, I'm trying to be critical on these, not fan. Because what I'm seeing for reviews in general is dinosaur collectors who have no expectations in terms of posability are just like, okay, it looks like a dinosaur. And yeah, it does what I want. And like a lot of them don't even want any joints at all. They'd rather have a solid statue. So for them, just having any joints at all is kind of this weird bonus. And for some toy collectors, they're like, oh my god, posable dinosaur figures. And they're not really thinking about the sort of construction and everything else. So I want to go in this purposely more critical than I might otherwise be. You know?
Sure.
So we'll wait a bit for that. And yeah, the nestlings are fun. I think they're one of the best ones. The accessory pack, pretty solid. Weird thing is there's a clip for a stand, and I can't figure out how to attach it to anything. But anyway, yeah, like right now, like I am really happy to have them, and I kind of wish I had more. But I'm also like purposely being critical. Anyway, yeah. So watch out for a video review of that in the coming weeks. Andy.
Yes.
What did you get up to this week?
I got up to a few bits here and there. I too watched Darling in the Franxx episode 20, which we talked about there. I didn't catch up with Build. I watched last week's episode of Build, which was fun. It was fun enough. I'm all the way up to date, so I pretty much watched all. Actually, from last week's episode, I watched even more of the Dayton otaku anime show that you were talking about earlier. Have been really enjoying it. I'm finding it a lot of fun. Makes me smile. Makes me sad that it's going to be ending very soon, because it was very enjoyable. And like you say, it gives you hope, doesn't it?
Yeah. And again, like if you like this, you should try Ori Monogatari.
Yeah, maybe. It's not about nerds though.
No, but it is about something that is the most anime thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Actually read a little article on are romance animes good for you? Question mark, and it was like for people like myself who don't have girlfriends and stuff like that, to see these characters succeed with ladies who have similar interests to them, Is it a good thing? Kind of yes and no. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, that's true, because you feel a little. I did anyway. I felt a little bit of jealousy that they got that something, but it also gives you the hope that you'll be able to find it too. So it's
I would
kind
say,
of a weird
especially
mix.
this show, it's about people tend to pigeonhole themselves in terms of relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, guys.
Yes.
Just stop trying. Like, the entire point of the show is that someone was kind of pretending who they weren't someone who they were, and they basically became a lot happier in a relationship when they met someone who was just I'm a nerd, you're a nerd, we're all nerds. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. Like, that would be the real life thing I take away. Also, I would also say, like, don't read too much into romantic fiction in general.
Oh,
because
no,
I
no.
think most Western romantic fiction is the utterest of nonsense.
Yeah, of course.
Um.
It's the idealized version of it.
Hmm.
Because of course it is. It's fantasy. What else have I been up to? My project that I've been working on with the Fluff and Hammer, which is to do a Let's Play through of Space Marine. And I'll be doing other Let's Play throughs on Warhammer games for them in the future, which is pretty fun. So I've been doing a lot of recording, compressing, editing, and sending over videos for Gruff. So he's got like 6 episodes, maybe 8. So that's been taking a lot of my time. Have I done anything else? Oh, I got not Pretender, what's it called? Prime Master, Submarauder, and Landmine, because they were out at Asda for like £6 something each, and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll get them, it's cheap enough. Yeah, they're fine, the Prime Masters. There's, it's just with a different shell at the end of the day. If you like the other ones, get them. The reason I got them is because they're the Master Force figures. So that's literally it. I like the Master Force, and I've got Overlord, so Gilmer and Dalrus now can hang out with their boss.
You need Lander.
I've got Lander.
Good man.
I got the both of them. The only one I don't have yet is Cloudburster. Of the ones that are out.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Lander's the only one that matters.
He's the one that matters the most, certainly. Yeah. Is that it? I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. I can't think of anything else I've been doing. No, I'm going to watch Steins Gate Zero, and I want to watch Agretzko at some point soon as well.
I've seen the short form of Agretzko, but I haven't seen the long form.
Yeah, I want to see the Netflix one, since it seems like it has a bit more substance to it. Because I watched the clips that you gave me, and both clips ended with her just rocking out at the end, and I was like, okay, but it seems like the Netflix show has a bit more oomph to it, which sounds a bit more interesting. So we'll see how that goes. And with that, guys, I think we'll end this podcast. So thank you, Mikey, for coming back and joining us for this episode of Moon Poop 2.
Moon Poop 2.
Moon Poop 2. Where can people find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me on... Well, actually, you can pay attention to my YouTube for once, because something will probably be going up there soon. GWolf3, and I'm on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and other places under various disguises. If you want to contact us for the Moonbase 2, our Twitter is the Moonbase 2. And if you want to email us, the email address is themoonbase2@gmail.com. Just hopefully we will have the comic show out in the next couple of weeks, because we actually have comics this month, Andy.
Yay!
Yay! We don't have anything for Patreon though, so it's time for Robots and Space Fear. Whichever one, whoever turn it is, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and check which one of us was whose turn it was. So that's me, Andy. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums. We're on Twitter, we're on iTunes, we're on Facebook, we're on Libsyn, we're on most of those fancy RSS feeds. And you can head over to patreon.com/moonbase2. And if you do $2 each month, you get from the files of Teletron 2 a week early and extended with the special comic, which will either be Atomic Robo or Fear Agent this week, since we're finished with Visionaries.
Thank Christ.
Yay! There'll also be Moonbase Woo Woo, which we have to decide this month what we're doing. We're sorting that out, so at some point we'll figure that out and hammer out a show there. And you also get interviews a week early as well, and it's also just a way of supporting the show and saying thank you and all that bobbins.
Yep, and getting better recording equipment.
Yay!
Spoilers.
I'll be buying a portable audio recorder for going to TF Nation and hopefully getting some interviews with people. That's the plan. That's the hope. So that's good. So that's what your money goes towards. And if you want to find my other stuff, it's head over to ccbunker.weebly.com. That's it, Mr. Mikey. We're done for this week. Again, thank you for coming. I wish you had caught the bouquet. I wish you We're going to be the prettiest bride. Yeah, bride at the ball or whatever this.
Technically, I did catch the bouquet with my face.
Oh wow. Does it count?
I don't know. I just sometimes wonder if they invite me for these things.
To humiliate you.
Yeah, just like, what? Why would you do this?
Because we're friends.
I've traveled hundreds of miles for you.
And this is our pleasure. To cause you pain.
Well, do you know what the best thing is? You know, she's got a cold right now on her honeymoon.
Who wins? It's Mikey who wins at the end.
Mikey always wins. Because all he needs is other people's pain.
And with that, we're going to end the show, and I'm going to go and watch the Xbox E3 thing, because E3 is going on at the moment.
Did you see the EA thing?
I did. I mean,
oh no,
it was exactly what I expected from EA, which was trash.
Oh, it was. Like, I will say, couple of like the original side of things had me interested in a couple of games.
Like what?
Sea of what was it? Sea of Sorrow.
I don't remember that one.
Basically.
Oh, did it just show the slightly anime-looking girl, and that was about it?
It was a girl and monsters. Big human face monsters.
Yeah, I don't. For me, there's nothing to get excited for because there's nothing to talk about really.
Oh no, there's nothing to talk about. But that's the kind of game I would like to play.
Perhaps
visually, I like the visual, and I'm getting into that kind of weird subculture, like Little Nightmares Inside and everything else, which is this sort of mysterious horror edge kind of stuff.
In all honesty, I usually get put off when I see the words EA because usually they make, in my opinion, pretty trashy games, or they just don't give a shit about people.
No, they don't, but I did like your one you're doing it, which is basically, hi, EA's working with me. This was being developed anyway. They're basically just, like, making it easier for us, and we've got to make sure we don't have anything they can monetize.
Yeah, at some point then his place will be absorbed, I'm sure, and destroyed.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah, EA are literally the worst company in the world. For anyone who doesn't know, that's not hyperbole or hyperbole. That's official.
They're pretty bad. Pretty bad.
They announced a new Star Wars as well, and I was just like, nope. Hands up in the air.
Yeah, it's over.
Nope.
I was really hoping to hear that a new Yoko Taro game's coming out, but it's not. Apparently, I think somebody said, Mark Breckenator said that Nia's going over to the Xbox. That's good because I might be able to make Chris play it. And I think it Nier Automata, not Nier.
I know, but they're still bastards. I'm a PlayStation guy.
What? Nier Automata's on the PlayStation.
I know, but I need to get a PlayStation first. But I'm not getting an Xbox ever. I don't like Xbox.
No, there's no point.
I don't enjoy the control system. But I can play Nier Automata when I get a chance, but it's still like, don't run from me.
You should definitely play Nier Automata.
Although I will say, it will be nice if Xbox expands its library a bit.
Yeah.
Into more interesting genres than the same 5 they've been doing since the very early 2000s.
I'm not expecting a lot, to be honest, from E3, but then again, it's not a show that shows games that I like, for the most part. Sometimes it does, but we'll see.
Yep.
All we'll see in time. But until next week, everybody, we will catch you later.
Bye!
You are now